Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick from Kizaru Gaming here, and today I am here with my very good friend Chris Purr, who just took his awesome Dogmatika Infernoid build to a awesome tournament we just went to in Boyertown. A couple of the other profiles from the top are actually on my channel now. If you watched those, you know that there was very prominent players at this event. A couple of YCS champions, ARG champions, guys who built national winning deck lists, stuff like that, and you're able to secure seventh place with this awesome list, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It was a fun time. Definitely, people weren't expecting this. That's for sure.
Definitely. I
So,
have actually never seen Infernoid played with Dogmatika, so this is a super interesting build to me. If you want to get started, we can head right into the profile.
yeah, sure. Yeah, we can talk about the deck a little bit. Couple of things to note. Nibiru is pretty bad in the deck. That was like probably like the most important thing that like stuck out to me that I would change. But Ash Blossom's staple, very good. Played three of that. A lot of people looking at the deck list are probably wondering where the heck Lair of Darkness is at, because that's like been a big Infernoid staple for since it's come out. I originally had the Gamma package not in the deck, and I had a Terraforming Mystic Mine and a Lair in there as like a little package. But I cut it because it like a lot of decks like Dragons got that trap card to out the Mystic Mine, the Hospitality or whatever that Dragon Maid card is. So I just kind of stuck around
The
and just got
Tidying,
rid
I
of all
believe
of
it's
it. I was gonna
called.
put in the side deck. I don't know the Dragon Maid cards. I
Yeah.
didn't even play Dragon Link until the final round. I didn't play like any of them. Uh, but I stuck with two Ecclesia because I don't like to normal summon it. I want to summon Decatron. And I don't really need Ecclesia. Ecclesia is only in there as like an extender. I really want Maximus because I'm trying to get the Shadal Schism play and trying to set up Winda. The idea of the deck is to go first, set up Shadal Winda with the Dogmatika play, and set up Void Feast. Um, if you're missing one of those pieces, that the new pot card is the best card in the deck to get to either one of those. If I saw Void Vanishment or pot to get Void Vanishment or Nadir, I basically won almost every time. That was pretty much like the main goal. And then Void Feast, double Void Feast. Round seven, I double Void Feasted somebody. It's crazy. Void Imagination going second, Droplets going second, very powerful. Gamma first or second, so they can't like droll me. Ash Pot, they can't Ash Nadir. Gamma was really strong all day, going first or second. Even if I Vanishment, I'm locked into Infernoids after it resolves. So if I Void Vanishment and they Ash that or Ogre it, I can Gamma still. I just can't do anything with it afterwards because I can't synchro. Um, but yeah, overall, deck was a blast. It was very different. I've been messing around with Evil Twin Infernoid. I've been messing around with just Blind Second Infernoid, but going second's kind of scary still. You got to see the right cards to play. If you don't see them, you just kind of straight up lose.
Absolutely. I feel
So
like a
I just
lot of people just assume that going first, or not being able to go second was a thing of the past after VFD ban. And it's still super, super hard going second. You have to be able to push through these boards that are being made in the meta these days. So even with VFD gone, going second isn't the easiest thing in the world. But having the versatility to be able to go second with hand traps and stuff like Forbidden Droplets is definitely something that is super relevant in the meta.
Yeah, in testing, I realized that like hand traps like don't do enough against dragons, like unless you have multiple. So in hindsight, I shouldn't have played in the beard. The droplets was enough to really help me out, and Ash and Gamma like to just go second and try to force through stuff. Like to resolve Void Imagination, for example, going second, I'd be like Void Imagination. They would use like Boral Savage or whatever negate they have. I'd be like Gamma, and then if they didn't have another negate, I just get to go through. And if Void Imagination resolves, it's usually a one turn kill. Basically, summon Tierra, send whatever you want, usually multiple Intis, another Tierra for more fodder, the Shadal stuff in case you can't kill them, so you can get your Schism, and set up Winda after you break the board, which I did a lot, because Infernoid isn't, like, some people think it's an OTK deck. It's really not that great at OTK, especially if you're stuck with Infernoids. But being able to set up a board after you break a board is really powerful, and Infernoids can outgrind just about any deck because of their graveyard potential. So droplets going first or second is really good. So that was able to help me kind of break through boards with Void Imagination and things like that. But you basically summon Tierra off Imagination. If people don't know what that does, it makes both players mill three from their extra deck of their choice and mill three from the top of their deck. And then trigger the Intisses, pop some stuff. Then you can link Tierra in the gravity controller, and then summon out Annoyed. And then you can go into Haita and usually summon like an Ash or something that they have in their grave to bring out Equimax, and then Equimax just one punches them for like 7,000 plus, and then you contribute it with an Infernoid so that the rest of your monsters can attack for game.
I was going to ask
That
about
was
that
kind
Equimax in the extra deck. It is definitely something that I was not expecting to see. Your side deck seems a little bit more, standard kind of stuff. So I do want to talk about your extra deck, though, if you want to take us through that real quick.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Shaddoll package, the Construct Winda, App Cologne, just to send with either Tierra or with the Maximus and Nadir. Usually I just Nadir, send App Cologne, get the Maximus, and do that typical play that a lot of the Shaddoll invoked type of builds do and stuff. Then 2 Intis for Nadir, Punishment, and for Tierra. I played 2 Tierra. Usually I banish one of them off of the new pot. It was usually like one of the Tierras, one of the Intis, and like the utility stuff, like the IP, the Unicorn, things of that nature. If I was going second, I would probably keep the go second stuff, like the IP would go away and things like that. But basically, the other cards, Ash Dragon, I send that a lot with Tierra, just to get like floaters at the end of the turn if I can't kill you. Omega's in there for Gamma, and because of the Nadir package. And Gamma, Nadir, and you can make it with the Infernoids too. If I send, depends on the levels. Sometimes the levels add up with Ecclesia or Ash Blossom, things like that. It's a little tougher because I'm not playing Harmodic in this build, but it still came up once in a while. And then the Equimax is just for OTK purposes. Needle Fiber is in there so that if I have a Decatron floating with Tierra, so if I like resolve Tierra, then summon Decatron, I can make, if they don't have like a target for Haita, I need to get to that link 3, like climb up from 2 to 3. So I'll just fiber out like a Gamma or another Decatron and then just make Equimax that way and kill you that way. So that's what the fiber's in there for. So based on the matchup, I would banish Fiber or Haita with the new pot card if I saw it. Gravity Controller's in there to get Tierra off the field because Infernoid's restriction is if their levels are over 8 or rank are over 8 of effect monsters, you can't summon more of them. So Tierra is level 11, so you need to get them off the field. So you either pop them with Intis or you use Gravity. So Gravity Controller's in there for that. The Haita, like I mentioned, is also good if it dies. I can get Decatron and stuff. IP Unicorn was only put in there if I go first and I have like a lot of extenders. I can go into that. Like if I open like some of the little Infernoids like Decatron, Antra, things like that. I'm not going to lie to you, never summoned either of them. They were just in there, mostly just pot fodder and utility in case I needed it to like spot remove something. In hindsight, the Unicorn being a Phoenix might have been easier for like adding things like Tikaboo, There Can Only Be One, things of that nature. I played a lot of stun decks. My matchups were pretty different. That's why Nibiru, I didn't summon Nibiru once the whole entire day.
Not one time?
Not one time.
Do you think moving forward you're going to relegate it to the side deck or just take it out completely?
I'm probably going to just take it out completely, to be honest with you, this format.
Understandable,
Doesn't come up enough. It doesn't come up enough. You got enough powerhouse cards with cards like Dark Ruler and Droplets, and this deck has enough potential to just break through boards on its own, just by using those cards in tandem with Imagination and things like that. Even cards like Mystic Mind, like if I can like Mystic Mind and shut you off and then Void Imagination, I can like do all my Infernoid things and use Intis to pop Mystic Mind and kill you that way. And you can't Ash me because you're under mine.
That is definitely an interesting play.
Yeah. So, I don't like winning with this Mystic Mind. If you have to do it, you have to do it. I hate the card. It's a necessary evil, I guess.
Exactly.
I like to use it as a utility and then kill you. That's kind of what I like to do with this deck. Especially if I can like go into Equimax and then just smack you for a ton of damage in one shot.
Absolutely. And you finished 7th place with a record of 5-2. Do you happen to remember your matchups for the day?
I remember them pretty much fondly. The only one I had issues with was round 3 remembering, but I remember it off the top of my head. But round 1, I versed Prank Kids, and I won the die roll, went first. And I set up a board, and he had Pankratops, and then he had like 1-card combo, and was able to like do his Prank Kids shenanigans. And he broke through the Decatrons with the Pankratops. And then he set like 3 back row, and I was kind of spooked out. and he let Decatron resolve the next turn, and I sent an Unku so that I could negate a spell or a trap, and he flipped there can only be one, so I negated it, and then he flipped the second there can only be one, and that's when we went to game two.
Sometimes,
So I could've-
sometimes you draw the both.
yeah.
Sometimes.
The one of Pankratops got me the whole match. Game two, I went first again, did the same thing, set up shit all schism and all, and he just goes, stand by main, bam, Pankratops again. I'm like, he's not even playing dinosaurs, and he's drawing Pankratops when the Dino players search it. So I
Absolute
just got
madman.
Pankratops the whole match. He's the local from your guys' shop. I
Yeah,
believe
he
you guys
actually,
said.
it's my friend Gabe, who I've been playing with for upwards of 5 or 6 years now. We went to actually the same high school together. I will link his channel in the description, just since we're bringing him up. He does not post regularly, and I don't think he posts any Yu-Gi-Oh content. But in case anyone wants to go check him out, you're more than welcome to. I'll post him down below. But yeah, he is one of the better Prank Kids players that I've ever met. He has played the deck since it came out in Hidden Summoners. Is that the set that it came out in?
I think that was it.
I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. I know it's been a few years at least. I know he's topped a couple of regionals, or at least once with Prank Kids. He's definitely one of the better players.
Yeah, he got me good, man. I was pretty upset after that. I didn't think I was going to make it. I mean, round one loss is not a good start. Round two, unfortunately, I versed a kid, and he was playing trap tricks and didn't really have all the like money cards and stuff for the deck, and I just kind of blew through him with Devyati and back row removal,
It tends to happen.
evenly
Yeah.
matched, things of that nature. And I beat him up 2-0 pretty easily. And then round three, I versed my buddy Saul, who's on Team Takeover with us.
Absolutely. Shout out to Team Takeover. It's the team I'm on. Shout outs to my very good friend Saul.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. I love Saul. He's playing Zombie Control round three, and Zombie Control is one of my other decks that I love to play. Me and him talk about it regularly when we see each other. And yeah, unfortunately, Infernoids against zombies is a pretty free win for Infernoid most of the time.
Yeah.
DD Crow and the dot deck against zombies is pretty strong. So I beat him pretty handily with just DD Crows. And game two, he bricked really hard and he just couldn't play, and he just kind of gave it to me. And then that was that round. Round four was against actually, I believe it was John. I believe it was another Takeover member, John Sablik, playing Guru Control. Game one was absolutely insane. I opened really bad. I opened it was okay. It was like double Nadir, but it was like double Nadir and double something else. I can't remember. It wasn't great. But I set up the Shadal thing, but it's not very relevant against Dragoon and Guru. They don't really special summon a ton, so Winda doesn't do a ton.
Yeah.
He set up a board. I also used Maximus, and he had the package to summon Makaba with Cyber Dragon Nova.
Yes, I actually gave him the Nova to summon.
Yeah. It was you.
It was me. We drove down together, me and John. He's also from up my way, but he started off playing down your area in Philly area. So it's unfortunate that you had to play against two people but
yeah. Unfortunately, I knew a lot of people there. I'm good friends with a lot of the guys up in the northern area. I went to Kutztown University, so
yeah.
I played up at Out Central, Golden Eagle, those shops. So I know a lot of those guys. A lot of them were there. I managed to dodge them all day. I didn't get to play any of my old buddies, my old local buddies, but I saw a lot of Team Takeover and a couple other guys from down my way in Philly area and stuff. But it was a fun tournament. It was nice to see everybody for sure.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a blast.
It's been a while. Absolutely, yeah. And then he game one, he set up Makaba with the Dragoon, and I didn't think I was going to beat him, but I had a Void Feast set that I bricked with, and I drew a Void card for turn, and I used Punishment. He negated it. I used my second Nadir, and he negated that. And then I chained Void Feast and summon out my Noids, and he couldn't stop that. And then I was able to get Sightsimus on the field to beat over Makaba and banish the Dragoon and just break his board. And he literally had no hand in a control deck and no field in a control deck, and that's basically game. So he just couldn't play. And then game two, he bricked pretty bad. He went first and he bricked I think he saw there can only be one and probably some of the Dragoon package or something like that. He just did not open well. I think he saw 2 or 3 Guru in his opening hand. He couldn't do anything. He just set one past and I just beat through him. And then after him was one of the more frustrating matchups of the day. I versed True Draco Mystic Mine,
Oh my
and
God, what
emphasis
year
on
is
Mystic
it?
Mine. I know. Emphasis on Mystic Mine. He really just used the Draco cards to get rid of his own cards so that he could Mystic Mine me. Is most of the strategy the guy had. Game one, I didn't know what I was up against, and then he tribute summoned for a Draco, and then he popped his own Draco, and I just let it happen because I didn't think anything of it. And then he activated Mystic Mine, and from looking at my deck list, I have no main deck out for that. So
No.
game one, I just scooped it up, give myself more time. So in hindsight, I think that Cosmic Cyclone's really good this format, especially with how many control decks I like to play up against. So instead of Nibiru, I'm probably going to try Cosmic for now. That's definitely
Absolutely.
like the
It's
first
also
thing I'm going to.
super, super good against Eldritch. Just getting rid of the continuouses are insane because they don't resolve and then they're banished. They're not able to use their graveyard effects. With a deck like that in the meta, it might be worth it to main deck the Cosmics. I know Shu Ping, I believe, main decked Cosmics in his deck that also got a top at this event.
Yes, it got me with it round 7. We'll talk about
Oh,
that
yeah.
soon. But yeah, he got me with Cosmic as well. And I don't play a ton of back row, but you don't need to. It's just one back row. Sometimes that's all you need to get rid of. And even Shaddoll Schism, Cosmic's really good against that because they chain it and you just chain Cosmic on top so they don't get that window.
Yeah.
So you can play through boards easier. But yeah, he Mystic Miami game 1. Game 2, he Mystic Miami again. But then he tried to push for game with the diagram play, and I sided called by for going first. And like basically my thought was to side the Nibiru's out and throw in the limit 1 go first cards like the Skill Drain, Order, Call by the Grave and such. So I sided the Call by in for like hand traps and such. Whatever, it's better than Nibiru against Draco. They're not going to summon 5 times, so I just put in what I could, right? And he goes to push for game. He was running Eldritch in there too to try to push for damage. And he played Diagram, did his thing, and then he went to use Eldritch, and I called by him, and he couldn't kill me. So then my next turn, I was able to push through because I had a huge hand because he just Mystic Mime me for turns and turns and turns. And Infernoids just used their graveyard, so I just kept discarding Infernoids, getting ready to go in case I get a chance, and I got a chance, and I just completely wiped out his field. Like I blew up like 5 back row with Deviati, linked away, summoned Haida, got something, boom, beat him up, killed him in 1 turn, and that was that. Then we went to game 3. He made me go first, probably because he was scared of like evenly matched and such, and he wanted to get more cards. Unfortunately, I drew Sajetti game 3, so I couldn't do the double Decatron to send 2 Anunkus to protect me against the spell traps like Mystic Mine. So I just summoned Sightsamis and the Decatron and sent Anunku. And he went battle phase immediately, so obviously he's trying to evenly match me. So he goes evenly matched, and he had a trap card in his graveyard. I think it was True King's Return. I forget how it got there. I think he like discarded it or something. And he evenly matched me. So instead of negating it and getting locked by Mystic Mine afterwards, I just let him evenly match me. I just DD Crowed his card in graveyard so that I didn't lose Sightsamis. And I just let my Decatron get banished so that I didn't get Mystic Mine. So I had 1 back row, and he had 1 back row as well. So he tributed the 1 back row after the evenly and summoned his Draco, and I popped it at end phase with Punishment, which let him set another trap card with the Draco monster effect. But I sent Ash Dragon. So at end phase, he had 1 back row, which was the True Draco Apocalypse, I believe. And I summoned out at end phase with the Ash Dragon. I summoned out Fluer because I needed to do damage. I was trying to kill him before time. So Fluer's a 3k beater when it attacks. It gains 500, so it goes up to 3k. So I summoned out Fluer. I had an Ecclesia in hand, and I had enough fodder to summon back the Anunku. So I summoned the Anunku out immediately so that I could negate the Apocalypse. So I summoned Anunku out, so that's 6k. And then I went summon Ecclesia, and then banished the Ash Dragon to summon Maximus off of the Ecclesia search. And then I pushed for game. He used Apocalypse. I banished it and negated it with Anunku and killed him for 8k on the dot.
Nice,
that was
nice.
Crazy. I didn't think I was going to win that match. Yeah. that was a stressful one. And then the next match was another Prankids round 6. I 2-0'd him. He didn't know how to handle Void Imagination, and he just couldn't beat it. I just opened it both games, broke through his board, hit him for a ton of damage, and I just kind of picked his board apart and tried to dwindle his resources as much as possible. And There Can Only Be One didn't really affect me because I had enough ways to clear it with like Deviati, Petrulia, and like just spot removal in general. Um, then round 7, shout outs to Shouping, friend of mine, or acquaintance of mine. He shouted me out in his video that he did on YouTube, but he didn't remember my name, so I got to pick on him a little bit. But we played round 7. He was number 4. I was number 7 going into the last round, and I was surprised I got paired up to him. So we played game 1. He went first, won the die roll. I ashed him and gammed him. I gammed the Striker Dragon because he was trying the Striker Dragon to like set up like LP and everything, and then I ashed the LP when he summoned the LP out because he had the World Legacy Guard Dragon to extend and move it. So I ashed the LP so that he couldn't keep extending, and he was locked into dragons, and he didn't really have any more plays. So he set one back row and passed on just LP, Romulus, the World Legacy Guard Dragon, and a back row. And I was like, okay, I got this. And he had one card in hand. My turn. I go normal summon Decatron. Shouping in typical Shouping fashion. He has the Ash. So he ashed into Decatron. I'm like, okay, fine. I can't beat over anything because Decatron's really weak. And I didn't run Link Karibo, which maybe I should have ran. Or even maybe Anima, like relinquished Anima. But either way, I just left the Decatron, set my Dogmatika punishment to break his board and kind of like keep me in the game. And here's where the Cosmic came in. End phase, bam, Cosmic, and then he just LP next turn, Boral Sword, dead. I just couldn't play through it. The punishment was hopefully going to get me there, but that Cosmic sniped the back row that mattered. So I ended up losing game 1 because of that Cosmic and the Ash Blossom in tandem with it. And then game 2, I went first. Void Vanishmented into double Void Feast. For those who don't know, for Void Feast you need to send a Void card from field or like from face up on the field or from your hand to the grave as cost to summon the Noids out. So I flipped Void Feast, sent Vanishment, and then flipped the second Void Feast and sent the feast that I already activated for the second Void Feast. So I double Void Feasted him, summoned out 5 Infernoids, but he was able to summon out a normal summon, banished from his graveyard to summon something else out because he Chaos Space, and I was playing around Gamma, which he did have in his hand. I asked him. He did have a Gamma, so I played around Gamma with the Void Feast play. But he had a normal summon, another dang Pankratops.
The Pankratops was killing you at this event.
Killed me. I want it banned. I'm done with it.
Pankratops was your mortal enemy for this event.
He was my mortal enemy for this event. Yeah. So he specialed the Pank, special summon one of the Chaos Babies, normal summon, beat over all 3 Decatrons, so there goes all my negates, because I sent like 2 Devyatis and an Anunku. He still had to deal with 2 DD Crows, though, so I DD Crowed Chaos Space and one of the babies so that he couldn't summon the other baby. So he kind of got stuck on like a very mediocre board. So I broke through his board, but he had the Gamma, so he gammed me, and I negated it with Devyati. But then the next turn, he had another Gamma.
Oh my God.
He ended up drawing like 3 Gammas that game. So he kind of like drew the right cards at the right time, and I just kind of ran out of resources, and so did he. But he drew into a bigger monster first and just kind of poked me down, and then eventually he was able to get the Boral Savage and finish me off before I could get to more of my Dogmatika engine or another Void card to keep going. So he ended up getting the 2-0 on me. It was a tough matchup. I felt pretty comfortable in that match, but he just barely had enough both times. Even though I got 2-0'd, it was a very close match. It was just 1 or 2 cards away from winning it. So shout-outs to him. He got 3rd place, I believe. He did really well. He comes to my locals at Looking for Games a lot. It's my locals down in Bristol area. Come check it out if anyone wants to. It's a good time. But yeah, that was the tournament. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. X and 2. I can't be upset, especially after losing round 1. I was all depressed. I was able to get back, and then Pankratops showed up again in the final round to let me back in my place. So
absolutely, man. And again, congratulations on the win. It's super awesome you were able to secure that top 8 spot. Do you have any shout outs you want to give before we head out?
Yeah, shout outs to like I said, all the guys at LFG, Looking for Games crew. I help out there, and they're all good guys there, good people. Shout outs to you and the Team Takeover. I officially joined the team that day, so that's really exciting stuff. Get to be with all you guys more, hang out with you guys some more. shout outs to John. Shout outs to all my guys from the Reading area and all that stuff. My buddy Kyle, who let me borrow some cards sometimes and helps me out with my deck building. My buddy Charles at LFG, Dave. Charles went like X and 3. He lost to John in the final round, so he almost bubbled. He ended up with like 20 something place because of the X3 at the end there. But he did really well. He went X2 early and kept fighting. Playing Buster Blader, playing some of my Buster Blader cards with the Dragon Link deck. He's pretty fun deck too. Shout outs to all those guys, all the people that ran the tournament and helped make this thing happen and made it safe. It was a good time. I look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely, man. Again, congratulations for not only the win, also, just congratulations in general. You took this deck, into a crazy meta. I've never seen anything like this, and I mean, I haven't seen an Infernoid deck that topped in a very long time. You battled your way through, and congratulations for the win. And I just want to say, welcome to Team Takeover, man. This is your first week on Takeover at this event. Our captain John and Deshaun had asked you to join. So welcome to Takeover, man. We're so glad to have an awesome player like you. Other than that, man, it's been awesome. Thank you for sitting down with me and talking about your deck list. If you have anything else to say.
Anytime. Not much. Just comment, subscribe. Any criticism, I'm always good for critique and all too. And I just want to make Infernoid the best deck. I love the deck. I've been playing it since it came out. It's a fun time, and thanks for having me. Appreciate you taking the time. Probably ran a little long, but I like to get in detail with decks that are weird like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's definitely better because I'm leaving up the basic picture of the deck list. So anyone that just wants to look at the deck list, you can definitely check it out. If you want to watch a video, listen to what he has to say about it, I would definitely suggest it, because you will learn a lot on how to play the deck by listening to the maker of it talk about it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. And Chris does watch the channel, so comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions for the deck. He is definitely open to constructive criticism. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.